Beautiful, beautiful blessings. So I'm so glad you beautiful women are all here. I feel very honored that you have come on and spending your precious time here. And I believe there may be a few others, and we'll just I think we will start, and I'll just let them in as we start. So I might start to cry here. I want to tell you more about this metamorphosis journey, and I think I'm tearing up because the 12 initiations that we will be doing in this journey have really changed my life. And I was trying to think of how to describe the main outcomes, the main benefits, the main takeaways if you decide to come along with us on this metamorphosis journey. And what I realized, the two foundational benefits of this journey are, number one, self-trust, and number two, self-value. And when we really are able to expand our self-trust and our self-value, our lives change. Our lives change. And I'm sure all of you have experienced this on your sacred journey. And I'm just going to back up and just share a little bit about my journey. A lot of you know some details of my journey, but I'll just share a little bit more. And before I do that, I just wanted to sort of introduce, oops. Let me just, sorry, let me put this on mute. And I just want to first sort of introduce myself professionally as well. I'm Dr. Tassel. I'm a licensed doctor of psychotherapy. I've been in practice for about 10 years. And I also bring a very spiritual aspect to the work that I do with people, from my shamanic trainings, from my background in Reiki, my background in Kundalini yoga, and also in hypnotherapy. So my approach is really clinical, is spiritual, and is aligned with the subconscious. So we hit all of those areas in the work that we do together. So just a little bit about my story. I grew up in an environment with very injured people, which is not uncommon, and they were doing the best they could. But because of my childhood experiences, I basically, to survive, I had to completely abandon myself in every way. I really had to become a puppet in my family. So I completely abandoned myself in terms of trusting myself, in terms of tuning in to my own guidance, in terms of connecting with my own dreams, in terms of feeling my own feelings, in terms of honoring myself in any way. And I completely turned away from self-value, from self-love, from self-nurturance, from self-anything. Anything to do with myself did not exist. So this is how I lived for many, many, many years, many years. And it was about 12 years ago that I hit a real nadir in my life. This is when I had a breast cancer diagnosis. This is when I really realized I was in a marriage that could not be saved, and that was very traumatic and had a lot of abusive components to it. This was when I had no career. I did not have my PhD back then. I was not connected to my dreams for my life. I had no career. I was living in a place that I didn't resonate with. I was very unhappy, and I was miserable. I was anxious. I was depressed. I was raising 3 young children at the time, in a step family situation, and I wanted to jump out of my life. I did not know how to live in this life that I had miscreated. I had miscreated this life because I had abandoned myself. So then I went on a journey of coming back to myself. And that journey has been about 12 years. And as I started off saying, the journey that brought me back to myself, self-trust and self-value, self-love. And this term, divine feminine leadership, has just come in through my guidance to me. And it feels that I have walked this walk in order to come back to my own full, well, it's always expanding. It's not completely full. I'm sure it's an eternal journey of the soul, but my more fully expanded divine feminine self-leadership. And I want to share, I'm going to use the word miracles, that miracles have happened in my life the more that I come into my divine feminine self-leadership. The more I come into my self-trust, the more I come into my self-value. Miracles. Everything I mentioned that was going on 12 years ago, they have all turned out miraculously. I now have the best relationship with my ex-husband. It was a horrible relationship. We went through a brutal custody situation. We came out the other side with love and forgiveness. Completely transformed. Breast cancer, gone. Completely healthy. I'm 53 years old. I live in a very healthy, vibrant body now. I also attributed that to my self-trust and my self-value. I got my PhD. I got my PhD while I was raising 3 little kids in a very difficult situation. And now I feel that I am pursuing my life mission. I am on my life mission. This divine feminine self-leadership feels like this is why I came to this planet. I live in a beautiful place. I live in my own home in a beautiful neighborhood in Nashville, Tennessee, which I adore. Hello, my sister, Deborah.
Hi.
I'm so happy you're here.
I am too.
I was just saying what I believe are the 2 main outcomes if you decide to take this metamorphosis journey together. They are, number 1, self-trust, and number 2, self-value. And I was just sharing my own story of how I had a complete absence of both of those, and my life was a catastrophe. And you know this. You have been through me. You have been with me every step of the way. Deborah is my dear friend for over 30 years. I have cried to her. I have, lost my mind with her. She's been on this journey with me. So what I want to say is it is self-trust and self-value that has brought miracles into my life. So if you decide to take this metamorphosis journey with me, this is what we're going to further expand for all of us. We're going to further expand our self-trust and our self-value, and we are going to see transformations in every aspect of our lives. Now, I wanted to share a few more things. This past year in particular, Spirit has invited me to ramp up my self-trust and my self-value. Part of this came through because I've been in a twin flame relationship with a man. I don't know how many of you are familiar with twin flame relationships. That's a whole nother story. But that relationship invited me to go to a much deeper level of self-trust and self-value. And so this past year, as I have further expanded my self-trust and my self-value, it feels like my life has taken quantum leaps in the areas of my dreams. The opportunities that are coming in for me in my career, a year ago, I wouldn't have believed them. just a quick example. And I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm just trying to show what self-trust and self-value leads to. That's all I want to show here. We can all do this. Amazing things are happening for all of us. So for instance, this past year, I was able to interview Neil Donald Walsh, the author of all the Conversations of God books, a very famous spiritual figure. This past couple of weeks, I interviewed Dr. Joe Vitale, who's one of the stars of the movie The Secret. He's written so many famous books. He's really famous. I also interviewed recently Serena Dyer, one of Wayne Dyer's children. She's amazing. I say all this because a year ago, would I have believed I would have my own show on the Transformation Network and be interviewing all these very famous spiritual leaders? No, I would not have believed it. I would not have believed it. But I do believe as I listen to my guidance and I value myself, these opportunities are just flooding in. It feels like magic. It feels like magic. And I know we probably all know the principle, as within, so without. As within, so without. As I have expanded my love for myself, my value of myself, my trust of myself, I have seen that literally reflected on the external. Literally. It feels like magic. So this works. It absolutely works. Let me give you just one more, to me, interesting example. So I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Chiron wound in astrology. I don't know much about astrology. I'm not an astrologer, but I have a working knowledge of the Chiron wound. This is a wound. We all come into this incarnation with a certain wound. It doesn't have to be anything, terrifying. It just means basically a wound from past lives. So that we're meant to heal in this incarnation and really flourish afterwards. So my Chiron wound that I came in with is actually self-worth, lack of self-worth. And the particular house that it shows up in my astrology chart is in terms of finances. So particularly a wound around self-worth in terms of making money. And I'll tell you, most of my life, it has felt hard for me to make money. And I've always tried to work on it. But this past year, I went deep. I went deeper into all of that. And I saw that I had a lack of relational self-worth. I had pretty good personal self-worth. Like I felt good about myself and how I show up in my life. But because of my childhood experiences, I didn't expect anything from the external. I didn't expect love. I didn't expect money. I didn't expect assistance just because of my childhood experience. So I went in really deep over the past year to heal this, to expand this. And this is just such an interesting synchronicity. I did 3 days, especially of work around like limiting beliefs around money and financial abundance. Beautiful sisters, I kid you not, at the very end of those 3 days, one of my dear friends, her name is Renee Jeffus, reached out to me and said, Tassel, I have an amazing business opportunity for you. No one has ever come to me with a business opportunity ever in my entire life. And this opportunity was with this company, Dream Trips. Some of you know that I ended up joining them. It's an amazing company. It's network marketing around traveling. I just got back from the Dominican Republic late last night on a dream trip. And the financial opportunities and the fun they're off the charts. I'll just say this now. I believe I will make 7 figures in this company over the next few years with Dream Trips. 7 figures. Me saying this, I never could have believed this even just a year ago. So I'm saying all this not to be like, oh, listen to Tassel and oh, isn't that great? I'm saying this because we all have the potential to blow through the ceiling of our limits. We all have the potential. It's just our inner work. We know this. We know this, right? We know it's our inner work that we do, and then it changes the outer. It changes the outer. And this year I have seen it more than ever, and it's blowing my mind. I literally feel like all of my dreams are just flowing in. Has it been easy? No. Has the inner work been easy? No. Has it been immediate? No. But over time, doing this inner work, your external reality transforms. So, this is my invitation to all of you beautiful sisters. My invitation is to come on this metamorphosis journey with me. It is a 12-week journey. Each week, we will have a different initiation. The first week, the initiation is self-leadership. And this is really one of the cornerstones of, that's what I'm saying, right? I said self-trust. When you have 100% trust in yourself and in the guidance that's coming through, even when your thinking mind is scared, and even when your thinking mind doesn't know how things are going to work, there's no limit to what you can do. And I'll tell you, all these opportunities that have come in, my thinking mind has been scared. They've required investments of money. They've required investments of time. I didn't have any guarantee that any of these things would work out, but I have come to 100% trust in my guidance. 100%. I know how to calm my thinking mind. I know how to trust. And so I keep saying yes. I keep saying yes to all of these opportunities that are coming through. And they keep working out amazingly. So the first initiation is self-leadership. The second initiation is, I'm just pulling up the landing page so I remember. The second initiation, the second initiation is connection with your higher self. I'm sure all of you beautiful sisters are connected with your higher self, but we can always go deeper. So we are going to do a week's worth of deep connecting with our higher self. I've gotten to the point now where I often can be in a bliss state because I'm so connected with her. And what I like to say is I'm in a relationship with my higher self. So I might even put that on my Facebook page. You know how you might say, I'm in a relationship with, my husband or my boyfriend. I'm in an intimate relationship with my higher self. That's who I'm in relationship with. It's her. So that is our second week, is a deeper dive into our relationship with our higher self. The third week is a deep dive into learning how to be alone. This is a superpower. I have spent an enormous amount of time alone over the past 6 years since I got my divorce. When we are super comfortable being alone, then we can say no to relationships that do not serve us. I wasn't always like this at all, at all. I was not like that at all for most of my life. I felt, I would say, codependent. I felt I needed other people around me. I needed a man, for instance. I do not feel that way anymore. Would I like a partner? Yes, I would. But I don't need anyone. I do not need anyone. I have my higher self and I have spirit. And this has given me enormous power. Enormous power. Okay. The next initiation is about learning to feel safe in your body, learning to reduce anxiety, learning to come home to your body and the wisdom of your body, to feel safe in your body and to be able to go into your body and get answers. How's that sound? It's pretty great, right? The next week, we're going to basically talk about manifestation, but a word that I prefer to use now is magnetism. The divine feminine woman, she doesn't traffic so much in manifesting. She traffics in magnetizing. She receives. This is a whole new concept for me. This is still somewhat new territory for me. We receive from our state of being. Things flow to us. Like I've been explaining, like this year for me, it just feels like things are flowing. I used to be like, oh, I need to manifest. I need to make things happen. Something has shifted. It feels like now I magnetize, I receive, I'm in the flow. This is the power of the divine feminine. We receive. So we're going to get a lot more into that. The next initiation is around trusting life. This is the number one way to reduce your anxiety, is trusting life. Everything is always happening for us. We can give it all to God. You know, Jesus, take the wheel. I am living in that space more and more and more, not 100%, no. My thinking mind sometimes takes over, but more and more, no matter what happens in my external life, I have peace. I am trusting life. I trust that life always has my best interest in the long term. So we're going to really go deeply into that. The next week is about self-love. So as I said, I didn't have any self-love. I had no self-love. I had self-hatred. This self-love changed my life. Self-love has changed my life. There's a lot to say about that, but that week is self-love. The next week is feeling your feelings. Feeling your feelings. This year, I have gone deeper into the most brutal, uncomfortable feelings imaginable. All of it. Feelings of not wanting to live, feelings of being abandoned, feelings of heartbreak. The worst feelings. Did I want to go there? No, I did not want to go there. But I knew if I went there, I would experience shifts in my life. And I have. I've gone to the deepest, darkest crevices of feelings. And I believe they're not just from this lifetime, but from other lifetimes and also from the lineages. I believe a lot of us are here clearing these lineage energies. So that week will be about going deep, and we're going to do it together. We'll have each other to support us. You will not be alone in diving deep into some of these really deepest, most painful feelings. On the other side is liberation. On the other side is transformation. On the other side is a portal to all of your dreams. Okay, just a few more. The next one is about standards and boundaries in our relationships. I had no standards or boundaries in any of my relationships. I was happy for crumbs because that's what I was used to as a child. I had no standards and boundaries, none. And it was horrible. And I was putting up with receiving crumbs. These are in my intimate relationships with men. I was putting up with abuse. It was horrible, horrible. I do not live like that anymore. I do not live like that anymore. I have standards. I have boundaries. I love myself. I value myself. And my external relationships now all reflect that. I'm done with that. Okay. Oh my gosh. The next week, I love so much. The next week is courage. The next week is an initiation into a more full experience of living in courage. What does courage mean? Courage means we may have fear, but we move ahead anyway. Beautiful sisters, I have been out of my comfort zone for 6 years since I left my ex-husband. My ex-husband was a surgeon, or he still is a surgeon. He made a ton of money. There was a lot of security in that. And my Chiron wound is about making money. So to leave him took a lot of courage because I had a lot of fear about supporting myself. And everything I do, fear comes up. I had fear before this call tonight. I had tons of fear around launching the Metamorphosis journey. I've had tons of fear every time I do an interview with all these famous people. I have tons of fear all day long. It comes up all day. This is normal, I believe. It's normal for the thinking mind to have fear. But what do? We fucking do it anyway. We fucking do it anyway. We move past the fear. Every time we move past the fear, we get a gift. Every time I have moved past my fear, things have always worked out. The only problem has been the fear. That's the only thing that can ever stop us is the fear. So we're going to go deeper into our courage, and we're going to support each other, and we're going to help each other get out of our comfort zones and go after the things that are calling for us, the things that you are here to do that we may have some fear around. We're going to move through that with courage. All of us here, it's no coincidence that you're here. I believe all of us here are here to do amazing, huge, big things on this planet. I'm getting massive chills right now. This is usually my sign from spirit that I'm speaking the truth. I believe we are all divine feminine leaders in this group right here. That's my belief. See if it resonates for you. But we are all here to do something really big. Okay, just a few more, just two more. The next week is about community. The next week is really about sisterhood. Sisterhood. The patriarchy has tried to destroy sisterhood. The patriarchy has tried to pit women against each other. We're not falling for that. With sisterhood, again, we come back to our power. There's so much power in our sisterhood. When we come together in this metamorphosis journey, we are coming together in sisterhood. We are coming together to support each other. We're going to dive deep into that. And then the last initiation is around the throat chakra. It's around speaking your truth and how to have peaceful communication. We are leaders. We are here to speak the truth. This planet needs our truth. This planet needs our divine feminine truth. We need it in our own life. The first component of truth is inner truth. The first component is for us to be right with whatever is the inner truth in our own lives. And sometimes this is very painful sometimes. But once we come to a place of inner truth in our own life, then we can start to have shifts in our life. We have to be truthful with ourselves first. We have to speak the truth. We have to live the truth. And then as within, so without, when we are in our truth, the universe is going to match that. When we are living a lie, the universe is matching our lie. The universe is always responding to your energy. So if you are settling, if you are making do, if you're rationalizing, the universe is going to meet you with more of that. If you say, no, I'm not settling. No, I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to live in my truth. I'm going to go after my dreams. I'm going to do what I came here to do. The universe is going to meet you with that. So we must be in our truth in order to live the life of alignment that we came here to do. Okay. So I'm all worked up. I'm all worked up, ladies. Because this stuff is real. These practices have changed my life. And I want all of us to be free. I want all of us to be free from any of the lack of clarity internally, any of the settling, any of the fear that might take over our lives. I want us all to be free and pursue the life of your dreams. That is what we are here to do. Okay. So, and then just to give a little more tangible outcomes to this journey, if you do decide to take it with us. So, okay, I've said we're going to come back to self-trust. We're going to come back to self-value. We are going to embody our full divine feminine leadership. How will this literally show up in your lives? Okay, I'm going to tell you. Your external relationships will be transformed. You may end up saving your marriage. You may end up magnetizing in the perfect life partner for you. You may heal, expand your relationships with your family members, with your children, because you are coming from a place of peace. You are coming from a place of value. You are coming from a place of trust. All of your relationships will move from any chaos, any trauma, any pain into alignment because you are in alignment. Your relationships will reflect your own internal relationship with yourself. That's a big point there. Your external relationships will reflect your internal relationship with yourself. As you expand your self-love, as you expand your self-nurturance, as you expand your self-trust, you will see this in your relationships. Your relationships will transform. How else is this going to show up for you in your life if you do this journey? You are going to create more abundance for yourself. Well, I should say magnetize. You're going to magnetize more abundance for yourself in every way, in love, in time, in money. Money's a beautiful thing to have. And it's a beautiful thing for divine feminine leaders to have because money does help bring transformation to the world. When we all come into the flow of our financial abundance, we have more power in the world. And the world needs us as divine feminine leaders in our power. So we will be in the flow of more financial abundance for our own lives and also in order to help the planet. How else is this going to show up for you? You are going to be so connected to your purpose, to your passion, to what really lights you up inside, to what really gives you a screaming yes. And you're going to be so connected to your higher self and your guidance that you're going to know the next step and the step after that. You're going to be living in an integration with your higher self. Your higher self is going to be flowing through you. In shamanic tradition, they call this being the hollow bone. You are the hollow bone for your precious higher self to flow through you and to bring through your life mission and all of your dreams for your life. Okay, so I wanted to give you some tangible outcomes. You know, I say, okay, you're going to live in self-trust and self-love. Okay, that sounds great. But how does that actually show up in my life, right? It actually shows up in your life in every way. I will say, beautiful sisters, my life today versus my life 6 years ago, when I more intensely started on this journey, I mean, I could cry. There's no comparison. I'm living a completely different life. I'm living a completely different life from self-trust, self-love, embodying my own leadership of my life. Miracles happen. Miracles flow through us. Okay. Does anybody have any questions at this point? Okay, let me just show you a few more things about the journey, and I'm going to make you a great offer as well. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, I put the address of the website. in case you want to look it up yourself, it's this. That's the website. I made this myself and it was super fun. I think spirit likes to be creative through me. So that's another thing that's really opened up, like so much more creativity, just everything has opened up. Okay. So these are the 12 initiations we just talked about. So that's that. And then what else did I want to show you? Okay. I want to show you. Okay, this is what else we're going to be doing during these 12 weeks. So we're going to have these weekly live gatherings on Zoom, just like tonight, but it'll be much more interactive. And every week we are going to do a shamanic journey. A lot of you have journeyed with me, and I think a lot of you have had really powerful experiences. So each journey will be geared to that week's initiation. So the first week, the journey, the theme of the journey, the intention that you can set before you go into the journey will be about self-leadership. How might that show up? Who knows what your guides might have in store for you? Maybe you're going to release some limiting beliefs or energies around your own self-leadership. Maybe you're going to be gifted some beautiful energies of self-leadership, maybe self-confidence, self-esteem, self-love. Maybe you're going to see in your lineage how self-leadership has been absent and you are the one who's changing all of this. So each week is going to be really interesting. The journey will reflect the intention of that week. Okay, and another thing we're going to do each week, and this is so cool, I've never done this before, is we're going to do a spirit animal invocation. So each week has a different spirit animal. So for instance, this first one, the self-leadership, the spirit animal is the wolf. We are going to be connecting with the wolf and bringing in the strengths and gifts of the wolf into our energy field. And who knows what might happen, what you might experience. It's going to be really magical, adventurous. I'm already like hearing maybe we're going to be, howling like wolves as we do this particular invocation to bring in that energy. The next week is the higher self is the hawk. And the aloneness is the bear. The bear can be alone, right? It hibernates for the winter. And then we're doing the panda, the butterfly, the fox, the peacock for self-love. We're doing some birds, blue jay and raven for feeling your feelings. The raven represents the shadow. So the raven's going to help us get to the shadow. The panther, the tiger for courage. Who doesn't want some tiger energy in them, right? Courage, tiger. We are going to be bringing in the strengths and gifts of the tiger. Hell yes. Yeah. The dolphin and the whale. So that, I can't wait for that. It's going to be so fun. So every week we're going to do a journey and a spirit animal invocation. And depending on what I'm feeling into, we're going to also do all these other things: breath work, deep feelings release, energy work, soul retrieval, some guided meditation, inner child work. Holy moly. Inner child work has changed my life. Hypnotherapy, maybe some Kundalini yoga. We can do a past life regression if you like to. I do that a lot with clients. And of course, connection with your higher self. There will also be, this is optional. If you don't have a lot of time, it's okay. But there will be lots of exercises, affirmations, journaling prompts, and also a weekly Q&A. And then we're going to have a Voxer group. I don't know if any of you have been on Voxer. It's amazing. It's like a walkie-talkie. And you can read and speak messages, but it's a way to stay super connected, because this container is about being really connected and being really supportive of each other and being in daily communication. Hey, what are you going through today around self-leadership? Hey, what are you going through today around self-love? So every day for these 12 weeks, I will be on there and I will be there to support you. I'm also going to bring through channeled messages for the group. When I journey, I'm going to ask for specific guidance and messages for our group. Of course, take whatever resonates. We will have a final sacred ceremony, including an attunement and a connection with your own spirit animal. And then if you can't make a session live, of course, all the everything will be recorded. Okay, so that's what you get. And then I also just wanted to share some testimonials, some social proof. And actually some of the people who wrote these testimonials are here, and I'm so grateful to them for allowing me to use these beautiful testimonials. But I just want to show that people tend to have very powerful experiences when we work together. I would say things happen quickly and things happen in a pretty big manner when people work with me. So this beautiful dear client of mine, Niles, I invested in Dr. Tassel and it changed everything for me, everything. Flavia said, every gem I learn from you, I do my best to integrate into my life. Every time I am left permanently changed, transformed. You're a gift to the world. My dear sister, Christina, thank you for this beautiful testimonial. People should know that everything you are teaching works like magic. I agree. I think it does. And it's just, it's not my teaching. I'm just learning from the universe. My dear friend and client, Jill, I don't even feel like the same person as when I started. Honestly, from where I was then until now, I don't even think I could have envisioned it back then. And then Anne, who's here on the call, thank you for this beautiful testimonial. Anne said, you were instrumental in the change that's going on in my life. Your level of thinking is so incredibly keen and uplifting. This is my friend and client, Gina. Here she talks a lot about how she really was able to tune into her guidance and how this really, I've strengthened the muscle of listening to myself. Oh, and then she talks about being a leader. I'm so grateful to have these tools to guide me through so that I continue to be a leader. Yes, divine feminine leaders. Okay, just a few more here. Oh, Christina, we are moving mountains through sharing your own path, providing guidance and tools, and are taking action. Thank you. And then Deborah, my dear friend who's here as well. I really felt this transformation. I'm really, really grateful. You were an extraordinary healer and clinician. And this is another dear friend and client. I love myself and my life. Oh my gosh. Music to my ears. I love myself and my life. Beautiful. I'm in a new and amazing relationship. It's been such an incredible experience. Thank you so much for your teachings. It truly has helped me and changed me in my life in so many ways. So I want to emphasize people get results. And I'm just facilitating. The people are getting the results from their own work and their own guidance. I'm just holding the container, holding the intention, bringing the practices, but we get powerful results. Okay, so let me show you the money side. And I'll say this feels awkward. It does feel awkward. It feels awkward to talk about money. But I'm moving through my fear and I'm having courage and I'm going to talk about it. Okay, now, please don't flinch if these numbers seem high because I'm going to offer you something. But this is part of me valuing myself. This has been a huge initiation for me. So you're seeing it in person, and I want to model this for you. I want you, when you sell your beautiful courses, to value yourself and to have a price that reflects the transformation. So I have here that the early bird price for this metamorphosis journey is $4,444. This is much more than I have ever had in a course before. Why is that? Because I've expanded my self-value. And I now value my work more than I used to. And I believe that you will get at least $4,444 worth of transformation from being in this metamorphosis journey for 3 months. I believe you will get way more than that, honestly. But anyway, so this is the price that I have on the webpage. And this is the early bird. After Sunday, it's going up. But beautiful sisters. The 5D way of business for me is not this. This is very 3D. So to me, the 5D way of business is if someone wants to take this journey, they're supposed to take it. And if this price is too much for you, that's okay. We'll make a deal. Whatever investment works for you is beautiful for me. So I'm calling it scholarships. So if this course is pulling on your heartstrings, if you feel like, oh my gosh, this sounds like something I think I really could get a lot of value out, then we can make the investment work, whatever works for you. I believe everything happens perfectly. So I'm offering scholarships. Okay, what else did I want to say? Okay, just a few more points. And these are some exciting points. Let me just stop this share for a second. Okay, so I have two really exciting things to share in addition to all of that. The first thing I want to share is I had the honor of interviewing Lynn McTaggart earlier today for my Metamorphosis show. It was a recorded interview. I don't know if you've heard of her. She's actually a very famous author. She wrote the book, The Intention Experiment and the Field. And her career started as an investigative journalist. She investigates. She wanted to find out, why do healing thoughts create actual healing? How does that work? How does prayer work? And so she has investigated this. She's partnered with famous universities, famous professors. It's all very scientific. And what she stumbled across was what she calls the power of 8. That small groups of people, when they come together to pray or hold an intention, and they hold it for at least 10 minutes, miracles happen. It sounds hard to believe, but she's written about this. She's a very intelligent, very scientific woman. She's written about, and she spoke about it today in the interview. She has seen groups of 8 people hold intentions of healing for 10 minutes and people stepping out of their wheelchairs who hadn't walked for years. She has seen people recover from cancer. She has seen neighborhoods, the violence reduce statistically permanently through the power of these group intentions. And we've all heard of this, right? We've heard about, thousands of people meditating at once and this having an effect. So we've heard of this. So why am I bringing this up? I had this interview with her today and I thought, you know what? This metamorphosis journey, the container of these sisters coming together, we can do this. So I just decided today to add this component to the metamorphosis journey, that we will be a small group and hold intentions for each other. We'll speak what our intentions are to each other. We will hold them for 10 minutes during the week. We'll probably just rotate, maybe I'll pull names out of a hat. Like the first week we'll do Wendy. The second week we'll do Christina. The third week we'll do Mariah, whoever comes on board. And let's see what happens. Miracles have happened when people do this. So I'm going to find out more about the specifics of this this group intention, but we're adding this to the metamorphosis journey. Why the heck not? Let's do this. Let's bring miracles through in as many ways as possible. Okay, and then the second point I wanted to add, which I think is a really cool aspect of the metamorphosis journey, is if you join us for this metamorphosis journey, there is an option to become a metamorphosis coach afterwards. In January, I'm going to hold just a 4-week program. It will also be, scholarships will be available as well, to become a metamorphosis coach, to have a certification as a metamorphosis coach. Last year, some of you beautiful people, I ran a conscious coach certification program. Some of you here are beautiful conscious coaches. This will be a Metamorphosis coach certification program. I will teach you how to facilitate shamanic journeys, spirit animal invocations, inner child work, all of the really juicy stuff. I'm going to teach you. And I'm also going to teach you all of my own business acumen that I have gained over the past years as I have run my business. So I'm really excited about this option. So you can come out of this with your self-trust, with your self-love, with embodying your full divine self-leadership, transforming your relationships, magnetizing your money and abundance, being on your life path, and with a Metamorphosis coach certification, you can jump right in and start teaching other beautiful people. And you don't just have to teach women, you can teach men as well. So I'm just really excited about that. So yeah, so we'll do that in January once we've completed the journey. Okay, so I think those are the main points that I wanted to say. And if anyone has any questions, feel free. The last couple, I wanted to just do two last things with everybody. I wanted to do a guided meditation around connecting with your future self. This is always so amazing to do. So if it feels resonant, we can do that right now. Does that sound okay? Yeah? Okay, I'm getting a heart from Wendy. Okay, so we're going to tune into your future self, and then I'm just going to talk a little business. I'm going to tell you how to get in touch with me if you want to go further. And that takes courage, right? This is it, it takes courage to launch something. It takes courage to ask people to pay money to join what you've created. All of that takes courage, and we all have the ability to do all of these things. We all can do it. Okay. All right, my dear, beautiful, divine, feminine sisters. So let's take it down a notch. I've been giving you a lot of energy. I'm all worked up because this is so important to me. Okay, I'll take a deep breath. I'm the one that needs to calm down a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. And I'm just going to invite you to take some deep breaths. And the breaths just help bring us back to our body, just coming back to our body. Because for most of us, we're in our thinking mind a lot during the day. I am too. So we're just coming back into our body. And we're setting an intention. If it feels resonant for you right now, we're setting an intention to tune in to your future self. And if it feels resonant, we're going to tune into your future self who is living from a place of very expanded self-trust and very expanded self-value, who is living in a very full, expansive embodiment of her divine feminine self-leadership. And I'm going to invite you in your mind's eye to just see yourself living from this place of self-trust, of self-value, of your own divine feminine self-leadership. And what do you see? what do you see magnetized into your life as you live from this sacred place of your own leadership? How do you see your daily life? What is coming into your daily life through living in your self-leadership? What do you see coming into your family's life? How is your family's life shifting as you embody your self-leadership? What dreams are coming through in your life from this place of value, of love for yourself, of alignment, of respect for yourself, of inner peace, of wholeness? How does it show up for you? And if it feels resonant, I'm just going to invite you to feel, how does it feel to live in your own trust of yourself, in your own deep, radical, comprehensive love for yourself? No matter what the outside world shows you or tells you, how does it feel to be in this womb of trust and love for yourself, no matter what? How does that feel to have that relationship with yourself? To know that you got you. You have your back. You are bringing through all your dreams for your life, for yourself and your family. You are the leader of your life. You are the powerhouse of your life. You are the creator of your life. How does that feel to be able to bring through all of your dreams for your precious life and for your family? So I just invite you to just feel how that feels. Feel it in every cell of your body. It's the truth. Everything we're saying is the absolute truth. You are the leader of your life. You are the hero of your life. You are the creator of your life. And we are coming back to all of this as divine feminine leaders. We are coming back to all of this. And I just want to share, we're not just doing this for ourselves or our families. No, it's much bigger than this. We're doing this for the planet and for the entire universe. The planet needs us in our leadership. The planet needs us in our truth. The planet needs us in our abundance. The planet needs us. The Mother Earth is crying out to us. to bring through our leadership for our own lives and to bring through our leadership for the planet. It is the divine feminine who is really being called here. Is the divine feminine that is going to really be integral in the transformation of our planet. We got this, sisters. We got this. And just the last part of this guided meditation, if it feels resonant, just see if your future self has a message for you. Any message. Okay. And when, excuse me, whenever it feels resonant, you can open up those beautiful eyes of yours and come on back. I just had a few last things to say. And then if anyone wants to share anything, I'd love to hear too. If you want to share, if you did get a message from your future self, it's always fun to hear. Beautiful sisters, one thing I want to say, and I may be preaching to the choir about this, but something I had to learn was to invest in myself. Whether you invest in this program or another program, this was a huge learning for me. My thinking mind did find it painful at times to invest money, to invest time. And I have invested a lot of money and a lot of time in my own evolution. And it pays off. It does. And just the way to run it through your system is, how does it feel in here, in your heart? How does it feel in your heart about this program or another program? The thinking mind may go into fear and different things, but when we follow our heart, we will never be led astray. So when I make decisions like this, I go into my heart and I just listen to my heart and I take a deep breath and I move through with courage. And so I just want to invite all of us to do that in any aspect of our life. Just follow what is in our heart. And the really interesting thing too, because as within, so without, when we invest in ourselves, in this program or another program, whatever is calling for you, when we invest in ourselves, as within, so without, the universe invests in us too. This is what I have found. When I invest in myself, the universe meets me. Have you heard of those like donation programs? Oh, if you donate $100, we'll match you. That's what the universe does. That is what I have found every time, as within, so without. When I invest in myself, the universe invests in me too. If I'm not investing in myself, I may not, it might just be a bit different. So I just want to say, whatever you end up doing, this program, another program, when we invest in ourselves, we again see that on the external. It's always, the external is always a reflection of what's going on internally. And what I also want to say is, for me, and I believe people who take this journey together, what we're doing is we're creating the infrastructure for our dreams through our self-leadership, through our self-trust, through our self-love. Can you do this on your own? Yes, you can. You don't have to take this journey to do those things. You can absolutely do it on your own. I did it a lot on my own, and I took programs as well. But I'm not trying to say this is the only way. It's not. But whatever way you choose, when you take some kind of journey along this way, self-trust, self-love, self-value, you are creating the infrastructure to magnetize in your external reality of your dreams. I'm living proof. This is exactly what's going on in my life. So this is why I'm so worked up about this. This is why I'm so excited. This is why, if you feel a pull to this journey, please come with me. We will make the numbers work. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because this has changed my life. And now I'm crying, and I want everyone to have these experiences. So I just want to say one last thing. We have 3 months left in this year, right? We're almost to October 1st. We have 3 months left. How do you want to show up in the new year? The last session, the 12th session, is December 22nd. By December 22nd, you will have gone through 12 weeks, 12 initiations, 12 weeks of daily communication with our group. It's going to be so powerful. How do you want to show up in 2023? Do you want with expanded self-love, with expanded self-value, with expanded self-leadership, and everything else we've talked about? Just, this can be so powerful. And then in January, we have this option to become a metamorphosis coach if that resonates at all. So that's what I have to tell you guys. That's what I have to share. Thank you so much for listening to all of this. You've all been so kind and gracious. And let me just give you a few logistics. So if you register by Sunday, which is when the early bird ends, and you will get a free 90-minute hypnotherapy session with me. My hypnotherapy sessions are very powerful. People have said they are life-changing. We go very deep. We go into your subconscious. You'll have a recording of it that you can listen to for the rest of your life if you want. But a very, very powerful session, hypnotherapy of anything that you want to transform. It can be anything. It's very, very powerful. I've helped so many people actually pass licensure exams with my hypnotherapy. That's been one of my specialties. So if you need that work, we can do that too, but it works for everything. So if you register by Sunday, you will get a free 90-minute hypnotherapy session with me. If you want a scholarship, fantastic. You can message me and we can just talk about it over messaging. You can also just make an appointment with me. I'm going to put my Calendly appointment book here in the chat. Can you guys see that? Calendly.com. I'll also send it in an email. But I opened up a lot of spaces over the next few days. If you want to just jump on a Zoom with me and we can figure out your scholarship, we can do that. If you want to do this, we will make it happen. That's all I have to say. And then I have one more little promo. And this is part of selling. This is part of what I want to teach you, because these are good little sales things to do. Okay, one last little promo. If you register within 24 hours, I will offer you 2 90-minute hypnotherapy sessions. That's pretty good. So these are just ways to help your selling that I'm using myself, and I want to share with you too in the Metamorphosis Coach certification program. So I think that's all I had to say. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions? We can unmute and just talk a little bit. How's everybody doing? Did anyone get a message from their amazing higher self? I mean, sorry, future self. Future self, higher self. And does anybody want to share anything? Wendy, how about you? Did you get any messages?
Yeah, as always.
Oh, good.
So it's just like, what are you waiting for?
Oh, what are you waiting for?
Yeah, that's what I always do.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that, and then like, oh well, maybe I'll wait a little while.
Okay, this is something we're going to talk about in the courage initiation is execution. I went to a Tony Robbins business mastery course 3 years ago. My sister works with him and she got me a free ticket. It's a $10,000 ticket. I probably would not have paid that much. But anyway, I went. The number one thing I came away from Tony Robbins, execute. And imperfect action. Those two together. That's how you move ahead. You take action and you do it imperfectly. That's it. And you know, so much like, okay, I'll just say my website right now, oh, I don't like it at all. Like it so needs an update. I'm embarrassed, honestly, to give people not the Metamorphosis journey one that I think looks good, but my Dr. Tassel website, it really needs work. It's very imperfect, but I'm still using it because I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So this is just a small example. So I hear what you're saying. And part of the energy we will be moving through together is supporting each other and learning to listen to the guidance and execute. Imperfectly is fine. It's preferable. We have, what is it? Analysis paralysis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me just say one other thing. When I was finishing my PhD, I'd written 700 pages for my dissertation because I wanted it to be perfect and I wanted to just have everything in it. And the chair of my dissertation committee, Dr. James Hibble, a really wonderful man, he said, Tassel, let me tell you something. A good dissertation is a done dissertation. And I've always remembered that. In everything I do, is it perfect? No. Do I wish things looked better? Yes. Do I sometimes feel like not good enough? Yes. Do I still do it? Yes, I do. I still do it. So this is part of what we're going to go through in this metamorphosis journey. Thank you for sharing. I'm sorry that was like a very long response I had, but anyone else feel like sharing? How about Deborah Sklar? Can you hear me? I don't know if you're no. How about the amazing Anne Mulvaney? Oh wait, I'm sorry.
I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry,
I was
honey.
just all
Hello.
so hi. What I'm most amazed about is everything that you've crafted in this journey is something that you have integrated in your own life and have reaped so many benefits. And that's just really inspiring. And it just seems that the timing is so right. As if someone in the universe placed this whole paradigm for me to access now. So I'm really grateful.
Oh, yummy. So do you think you might do it?
Yeah.
I so feel this is such a good fit. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to do the journey with you. I can't wait.
How did you craft this? I mean, you've crafted many things. What was the inspiration for this?
Oh, thank you. That's a really fun question. This basically was channeled, you know, this is what was coming through my guidance. What's been coming through my guidance is leadership. How do we lead ourselves through life and stop listening to all the external influences? That's how I went from survival to thriving. So, and then these 12 it all was guided. Like the 12 initiations came through, the spirit animal idea came through, spirit. Yeah, so I'm just being the hollow bone. I'm just doing what I'm practicing what I preach. This has just came through me through spirit. And we all have the ability to channel like that. We all have all that creative passion within us. And it just, you know, it opens up more and more. Yeah. Thank you. I'm so excited. Do you want want to book a Calendly appointment so we can talk about your scholarship?
Yes,
Yay!
let me do that.
I'm so excited. This is so exciting. Because I feel like I'm doing my life's mission. So I'm very excited. I'm in
I
alignment.
want to.
Yes, Wendy, please go ahead.
Yep.
Oh, you're going to book one too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wendy, we could book one together.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I know.
I'm so excited. And I'm sorry, I asked you and then I stopped. Did you want to share anything, sister?
No, not really tonight, but I'm still blown away by the drumming shamanic journeying from like 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
So
good.
I'm still thinking about those things. I'm just like,
I'm so sorry. Someone, maybe the TV is on. I don't know who it is, but is that better? Wait. Okay, I think that was it. Okay, sorry. Okay, so the shamanic journeying has been really powerful.
yeah, very powerful for me. And yeah, I'm definitely interested in doing this. So
Yay! Do you want to book an appointment with me and we'll talk about your scholarship?
Sure.
I'm so excited. I just feel this is gonna be so powerful.
Because I feel like I'm on the precipice of it. You know, I feel like this whole year I've been like getting signs and things like that. And I feel like I'm on the precipice of it. And I'm like trying to figure out how to get to that next level, I guess.
Yes, sister. What you just said, this year I've gotten to another freaking level.
Yeah.
And it's been through the journeying and everything we're going to do. So we're going to go together.
Okay,
it's
cool.
time to go to another level. Yep.
Cool.
Yay. Okay. Book your appointment with me.
Okay.
And
thank you.
yeah. And again, if you register by Sunday, you get a hypnotherapy session. It's funny because these are just little sales things that you learn. Like, you know, people need a little motivation just to like do it. So when you offer something, it helps them make that decision, and then they get something too. So it's a win-win for everybody. So these are things we'll talk about if you want to. You've already done the conscious coach. I don't know if you want to do the metamorphosis coach too, but anyway, these are good little salesy things I've learned along the way. Karen, how about you, dear sister? Do you want to share anything?
Well, your program for Metamorphosis looks fabulous. And I did hear you on the breadcrumbs and, totally resonate with that, being in a twin flame relationship. So, and more. I mean, it's just not that. So, I'll be scheduling an appointment with you.
Yay!
So the only thing I want out of it is to be able to have the high vibe that you have. No, I know there's a lot more I want out of it. But,
yes,
lift the
sister, we
vibe.
can do that too. Yeah. I
mean, I kind of know and I see when my vibe isn't as good, and I can't stress enough. Even the littlest of a meditation will just a daily or, just a little breathing thing definitely lifts.
Can make a difference. Yes.
Yeah. And I'm working on something that Wendy shared, but I keep forgetting in the morning and at night. And that is to look in the mirror and tell yourself how much you love yourself. And it is kind of fun because I make it the few times that I've remembered to do it, I've made it kind of like dancey, not dancey, but so I appreciate Wendy for that. So I mean, there's a lot of little things.
Yeah. And it's really like, it's a daily process that we're all in. And as you said, like one day we'll release one thing, and then the next day we'll kind of bring in this energy, and it all builds. It all builds. And that's what we're going to do in these 12 weeks. We're going to build together. We're going to come back to ourselves, back to our power, back to our truth, back to our love, back to our sisterhood. And we're going to emerge, in a different place. It's going to be a journey. It's going to be very exciting. In fact, I got to write this down. One really fun thing we'll do on the first night, if it feels resonant, I'm going to ask everybody on a scale from 1 to 10 to write down like where you're at in different aspects of your life, like maybe self-love, maybe self-trust, maybe finances, maybe, whatever. We'll have a list. And then we'll do it at the end. And then maybe 3 months out after that. And just so we can like scientifically see the progress. There's going to be progress. There's going to be shifts. I got to write that down. That'd be really fun.
Could I mention maybe going through the 12 weeks where we're at on each of those?
Yes, that's very good. Thank you. That's an obvious way to do that. Where are we on self-leadership? Where are we on courage? Where are we on feeling our feelings? Yes, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
See, we work together.
I'm thinking maybe what I could do, or what I might suggest is, maybe like on a 1 to 10, but then also have maybe a little place where you could put an like a little,
a description,
like a little written thing.
A qualitative answer, not just a quantitative answer. We learned this in graduate school. Yes. Perfect. Thank you, Karen. Please schedule yes, Mariah, thank you for coming. If you feel like doing it, get in touch.
I'll be in touch.
Yay! Yay! Awesome. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, it's gonna run. Yay!
And thank you for the scholarships.
Oh my gosh, of course.
Because I'm a website designer. I don't really do it now, but
yes.
One of the things that I'm going to volunteer for is to, maybe have a session with you to give you some ideas of what you could do.
Oh, thank you so much. I would love that. Bye, Deborah.
Bye.
I have to run too because I got to feed my children. Thank you so much, Divine Feminine Leaders. And book your appointment with me. We'll get your scholarship. We'll get you registered by Sunday, and you can have a hypnotherapy session too.
Thank you.
I love you all. So much love to you.
So much.
See you soon. Mwah. Bye.
Bye.